Cool. I'm going to do the special angle for this one. Yeah, I'm going to keep the angle down here so to really show how everything's done here on the anvil. Yeah, so, I mean, if I'm going to do it as more of a clinic kind of thing. This is really wobbly, this thing. You'd think. No. Yeah. I didn't think it did. Yeah. Why don't you? All right. All right. This is a little weird with a hoodie on. I'm used to doing this. There we go. Yeah, she's a beaut. She's I think it's about 110 pounds. So this is the best angle I can do to show you what's going on. So some of the work's going to be done up here. A lot of the work's going to be done here on the horn. I may be transferring the camera over that way a little bit. But the basic starting work is done here on the flat part, and then some's going to be done on the horn. So I'm probably going to bring it around that way once we get it all started. So I'm going to get this baby fired up, start getting this heated, and then we should be good to get started here. I do have my wife for help for this one because it's nice to have a little bit of help for a couple parts of this. As far as having somebody there to hold it while you drive it through. So now there's tools you can get to help with this, but I don't have those tools. So I just kind of go with it and use what I got. Now I've got this chisel here. I kind of want to try it out. This is a chisel we just bought a couple days ago, so I want to give her a shot. Just a nice little long chisel. So this is what I would recommend here. Let me take it out of the package so you can see a little bit better here. I'm going to try to take it out of the package. Oh, hey, JJ, how are you doing, man? Hope you're doing all right. Special bottle opener stream here for Justin so he can see how these bad boys are made. I wanted to give him a good idea of how to do them so he can have an easier time working through these things. So we're going to need this. This is the chisel. Basically a nice chisel with a round part on the back end. It's going to get driven most of the way through the spike. Which I need to go get right now. I'm going to pick myself a spike, and that one looks pretty good. If you are working with spikes, the thing I would recommend you get if you enjoy working with spikes is a pair of V-bit bolt tongs. The side profile looks like this. My lights are over there, so it's kind of a weird lighting angle. So these are V-bit bolt tongs. From the front, they have two V jaws, and they are super convenient to hold railroad spikes. They lock it in real nice. There we go, if I can show it that way. They lock it in real nice, keep it really comfortable. You can hold it and hammer it all day. You really don't have a pair. Yeah, these are really good. I get mine from Centaur Forge. It's a great site to go to. Go check out centaurforge.com. You can order it from them. Simply call and ask what are the best ones for railroad spikes, and they will tell you. I don't remember the exact size. They have several different sizes available as far as the V-bit tongs go. But if you ask them which ones are the ones for them, they will say these are it. That's how I found them. And their customer service is amazing. And if you remember anything about my streams, like I said, if you have good customer service, I will gladly praise you on my stream. So they are really good for that. I really would highly recommend Centaur Forge and those V-bit tongs, especially for the railroad spikes. If they may be a little single purpose, but really when it comes down to it, they're freaking great. So I would say just get them. They're worth the money because it just makes life so much easier. Now I just have to find one more tool. I have to find the other tool that I use for making the tooth. That is the part that that catches the bottle cap. That's the best name I could find looking online, as far because like I said, I'm not really good at remembering like names of parts and things like that. So I actually gone online and looked, and the part to make, this is my weird little spike thing that I use to make my tooth, and now I'll use that at the end. And I have my little, now this is definitely not going to show up on camera, but I have a little handmade toy that I have that I made it from a piece of tool steel that is the shape of my logo in the corner down there, and I stamped this into some of my projects, mostly the bottle openers. But so first thing I need to do is work the end that I'm going to stretch flat. So I'll give you an idea about the shape of that as I go. I like to take, so if you call, I guess to reference it, if you're going to talk about the front and back, let me grab an extra one so I can show while I'm talking here. So this is how I'm going to reference things as I go throughout the stream. I don't want to keep confusing things. So if I have this here, the front where the hook goes there, I'm going to be referring to this as the front and to this side as the back. So what I like to do when I'm hammering this is so here's the front at the bottom, is I'll hammer the steel towards the back. So I'll have it'll kind of have a little bit of slope to the back, and the steel will flatten out to the back side. That's the way I'm going to work with this one. So that gives me at least one flat surface, and that gives it a little easier to work on. I got to turn this up. See, this is the good part. You guys, if you guys jump in a little bit into the stream, if you're not here right at the beginning of the stream, you miss all the anvil warming, or all the forge warming up, which is not very exciting. But it's probably the most boring part of the stream, sadly. So we'll go back to the 3-pounder. There's not a lot of hammering in this, at least hard hammering. Once you get it onto the horn, it's very precision work, and like I said, I'm going to move the camera over that way a little bit to give a little bit better angle, because I kind of have to stand here, and that's not going to work really well. So, you know. So I want to move some of the steel up towards the end. Been a little while since I've done this. And then I want to kind of smash the end flat so I can gain some of this extra steel so it won't have a point. So I got to reheat that. So I like to bring some of that steel from the point to kind of heat that, to get it moved a little bit more towards the back of the spike. So, because that stuff, that the point, you like to have like almost like a regular piece of steel on the end. So you're trying to move it and get like a regular piece. Not too thick, not too thin, but you kind of want a nice, decent squarish piece of stock on the end to work with. Oh, and I do have a Discord, by the way. I did just make a Discord this afternoon. I was very bored this afternoon because I'm really sick of this quarantine crap. So I did make a Discord, and I'm going to move my light over here. Let's see if I can get a better light. So I have the link. I have the invite link, so I'm gonna put that up. Yeah, it's a little better. I'm gonna put the invite link up for the next stream because I wasn't planning on streaming today, so I didn't get a chance to come down and do stuff on OBS this afternoon. So, but I do have the Discord now, so I'll have the invite link on the Twitch description page, and on my just on the general video. It's been a little while since I've done this. So I've got it worked out. You can see the shape's kind of coming out a little bit. So now I have more of the steel towards the back, because you can see so it's basically, like I said, the front is down, but now I've got more of the steel towards the back, and I've kind of flattened it. So it's got a nice flat end on it. Yeah, that's pretty good. One more hammer real quick. One more heat. And then once I get it to shape, I'm going to bring my wife in to help me out here. Because she's basically going to hold it down while I smash the chisel through it. Because I only have two hands. So holding the chisel and smashing the chisel, that's two. I don't have a third one to hold the spike and keep it from running off of my lovely anvil. But this was a Craigslist find, actually. This was the first thing that I did when I started to try to find, when I started to try to do forging. My first thing was like, I really want a nice anvil. That was like the big deal. I was like, I got to get myself a good anvil. I got to have, something good. And I found this on Craigslist for a reasonable price. That was the big first investment that I had to make to really get started. And the bricks kind of came along, blah, blah, blah. I should have enough steel there, so it's relatively thick, you can see. So it's still relatively thick, so I'm probably going to drop, I don't know if it's going to show up if I mark it. I grab a piece of chalk here, but I'm probably going to want to mark it maybe there. If you can see that little chalk mark right there, that's about where I'm going to want to drive the chisel through. So, well, no, it's, so this is just the regular railroad spike. So, but this is the general idea, because you want to have some space around where you're driving the chisel. So you really want to have that, that spacing all the way around. So where that chisel is going to go, that's going to spread out the metal around it. But you need to have something on every side to make sure that you don't get a blow through or anything like that. So I'm going to get my wife over here now. Give her her special glovey gloves. And I need my chisel. I'm going to go back with the old chisel for now. So basically the next part that's tough. I mean, getting it hot and driving the spike through is a trick, but the hard part really becomes, it's shaping it. So having the horn is where all the work's going to get done. Once I drive this hole through here, all the work's going to be done on the chisel. Oh shit, or on the horn. Fuck, I got to open the door. Hold on, I got to open the door, folks. I forgot that I need air to breathe. And I think so does the forge. Okay. Yeah, it kind of is. All right, so I'm just about where I want. So, all right, so I'm gonna give it to you. We're gonna start with the back side down over the hole, and then we're just gonna go with it from actually. Yeah. Trying to find my spot. Probably a little low. it back in. Thank you. Well, you'd be amazed. I mean, this thing here is not, it's not that small. So the hole of the bottle opener is going to be kind of big. I mean, it's at least an inch. So, like, that's why the shape of this chisel that I have, it's just about the size of the horn. So it's just about the size of that opening of the horn. So once I drive it through, it's opened up just enough to start doing the work on the horn. Now, the fact that the horn is tricky at first, I had a little bit of getting used to with it, but it's going to be the way you're going to do it. And I'll try to help you through all that, because that's the weird part. Let's go over. Come on, you son of a bitch. No, I want to flatten it real quick. Okay, cool. So I just want to flatten it, and then I'm going to send it back in. One more heat. I should be able to drive this straight through. You could already see I was down into the hardy hole driving it through. So, I mean, this is dull as hell. This is the old one. This is dull as anything. I mean, I don't even know if you can see this, but that's not even a point. That's square on the bottom. And as long as this stuff's hot, it goes right through, nice and clean. I like to do the first couple of hits on the flat part of the anvil to give it a good start. Then once you get it maybe a third, maybe halfway in, get it over the hardy hole or whatever hole you want to hammer it over, and then just wail away and drive it through the rest of the way. And now, again, this is coming from me. I'm not, I'm not a pro blacksmith. So, my advice, I got it. Thing's fighting today. Let's go right over the hole. Up. So, right now, might be able to start this on here. So right now that's what I've got. I probably didn't go, well, I mean, it's probably okay where it is. So that's where I'm at right now. You're good. I'm gonna go to the hardy hole, or to the horn. So I'm gonna go to the horn. So I should be fine, thanks. So now that's the size it is. So I'm gonna work it from here and working on the horn. So I'm gonna move the camera to give you an idea of what I'm gonna do. Because you'll be able to see a little bit better what I'm doing on the horn if I bring you, because I'm going to work here. So oh, well, I mean, so long as you have something to drive through. I mean, you could probably drive through with anything. If you had like a punch, if I had a fat enough punch that started at a point and went round, I would use that. It doesn't matter so long as you can drive all the way through and give yourself something to get it onto this horn. Because once you get on the horn, that's when the work really, really starts. That's when things get interesting. So this is the fun part, really. So what you basically want to do is you want to hammer all the way around it like this, but you're hammering kind of up towards, you're hammering that direction. You want to hammer kind of down, onto the metal to keep the metal, I mean, you can kind of see my hammer angle. You're kind of hammering it to spread it, but you're also hammering up the anvil. So it's a little bit of an angle in both directions. Especially if it's really bad there. So When you have crooked spots, you just have to work that spot a little bit harder than the others to flatten it down. And I tend to work around like that. So it's a little crooked, but I got plenty of time to straighten it. I'll get there. So that's the first one. So now I moved it up a little bit, got the hole moved up, got it stretched out. So we're just going to keep pushing it up this and trying to just balance the hole. Now, when it's hot, you're going to be able to move those weird pieces where it's sticking out. So like at the top, I had really round. Now, I probably should have flattened that before, or rounded them off a little bit before I chiseled it, which I do sometimes. I kind of forgot to do that. It's been a while, to be fair. But, you know, I can work those and work that steel back around the circle. So the idea is to keep it even so you don't split it, like you said was happening. If you keep it nice and round and you work the shape and you see where it's fatter and work that area a little bit more, you'll draw it all the way up and you'll draw it up and make it bigger. So a little bit of angle up the horn and a little bit of angle down in towards the piece. Oh, sorry, yeah, I guess the tripod is a little closer than I thought it was. So this helps keep it flat. Hit it up towards. May have to move the tripod again. So trying to keep it in a generally flat circle, but it's starting to get a little bit bigger. It's not perfectly round, but I can see a couple spots, like up at the top there, I got to work on. And I'm going to work that area a little bit harder. Now again, this is coming from a guy who is definitely not a blacksmith. This is the first thing I learned to do on the horn. So I saw a video on YouTube of a guy making bottle openers. He wasn't using a rail spike. He was just using a piece of mild stock. But you know, I wanted to use what I had. I don't have any just like spare stock hanging around really. That stuff's all really pre-purposed for stuff, and I don't feel like spending that money for it. So there's the top. Keep working that top down to thin it out a little bit. Spin it all the way around the horn. Go to the other side. Work that top part too. Draw it out. Work the fat parts a little harder. Keep working it all the way around. Now it's starting to get bigger and bigger. Getting there. A little ways to go still. But it's nice, it's roundish now. So you can tell it's much, sorry, the angle's weird here, but it's much more round. The centering and balance and stuff I'm not particularly worried about. I'm going to flatten it down so I have a little more metal to work with too. Okay. I am regretting wearing this hoodie down here though. That is not my favorite thing, and I think I am going to take it off because I am sweating pretty bad. Excuse me 1 second, the mic might get a little weird. It's going to be weird. I'm going to try to do some weird magical removal of apron, removal of hoodie. Thank you. Okay, I'm back. Get myself back on stream here in a second as soon as I throw my apron back on because I don't want to burn my shirts. I like my shirts. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's so much better. Now, the only problem with working in short sleeves when you do a bottle opener is your arm gets under the anvil horn. And when your arm gets under the anvil horn, there's a good chance scale is going to hit you on the arm. So this is the part that's not really fun. So back and forth, a little bit at a time, until we get it grown. Did I buckle this thing? Why does this thing feel so loose? I gained weight? Or lost weight? Tighten that up a little bit. There we go. Okay. Grim Drifter, welcome to the stream. I hope you're enjoying. This is a weird Saturday stream. I apologize. This is a bottle opener stream I'm doing as a kind of a tutorial today. So I hope you enjoy the stream. Welcome to the channel. If you do have any questions, please feel free to ask. I will try to answer them to the best of my ability. But as for right now, we're just trying to make a bottle opener. If it starts to get a little wobbly, you can always just set it down on the anvil, flatten it out. Throw it back in the heat. No, thank you. No, I do mostly blades. Oh shit. Oh man, I just realized something. I just jacked up my whole anvil stand. Yeah, so I have my anvil stand. No, I've never actually done just that kind of bottle opener, unfortunately. Yeah, so that's not good. I forgot all about that when I made this. So I made this anvil stand, and those things are, or were, adhesive to the ground because I can't put holes in this floor or I'd be underwater right now. We're not going to talk about that. But I kind of forgot about that, and apparently that's a problem because it's pushing my whole stand. Because I'm hitting at such an angle, I knocked the two of them off. That's interesting. Oh man, damn tripod. Okay, I might have to move the tripod on the next one. I'm starting to get a little bit more full here. Need the full spin. I mean, I'm sure I could make those type of bottle openers. I just like these. They're kind of fun. They're durable. So we're getting, yeah, but when I'm doing this, it's starting to walk away. So I kind of screwed up. I got to figure that out. I don't have like sand in the middle of this thing and it's starting to walk. So I'm a little upset about that. I got to, oh man, I didn't realize I was even doing that. That's a little upsetting. I thought this thing was never going to go anywhere. But it took the, it took the tape. Oh shit, that's what it is. So the construction adhesive bound to the paint on the floor. So I might redo this because the red there, well, you can't really tell it's red, but that pulled the paint off the floor. So I think what I need to do is clean the floor, scrub the concrete, and take up the paint, and then do it again. Well, the problem is, though, my floor is not very level. So anytime, oh yeah, let me move this again, sorry. My floor is not very level, so anything I put on here it's just gonna, it's just gonna wobble. So anything I do, it just wiggles away. So I was really, especially for streaming purposes, I hate constantly having to move this thing. So I think this will give me a project for tomorrow. I'll have to redo this. So. I mean, I'm barely hitting and this thing's taking off. It's moving a bit, so. Mine's basically on a stump. It's just a whole lot of 2x4. I think I'm about where I want it, actually. I think I'm about there. So it's pretty big. Like I said, it's really just a patience thing, working it up and around this thing. Just chasing the shape, trying to make it round. And that constant, not at like a down angle, you're kind of going down and up the anvil horn. So that keeps you moving in that direction. I think one more heat ought to get it there. And now I'm going to do the shape. So this heat, I should be able to give it a little bit more stretch. And then I'm going to flatten the problem. Or flatten the end of it here. Yeah, that's the issue. When I hammer on here, everything likes to wobble. So now that I know that's loose, I'm gonna probably try to knock them all up and then put new ones down with more construction adhesive. The adhesive's good. It literally ripped up the paint. The concrete floor is painted red. And that's what that is. That's red. If I brought the camera around to the other side here, you would just see like a naked piece of concrete floor right there. So I think if I get a belt grinder that I have across the way, sand the floor down, just sacrifice a belt, sand the floor down, get all that off, get a nice smooth surface to bond the stuff to. I think I'll be happy. So I'm probably gonna have to call my wife over here after the next heat. I think this heat should be fine. I'm gonna flatten this down. So we take this here and we just work this part. You don't need a lot, just need a little. Just give it a little tappy tap. Push it down. And you get that nice little bottle opener shape, that lovely little church key shape. So we got that now. I'm gonna call her over here. So what I'm gonna do is call her. Now the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have her hold it, and I'm gonna stamp the tooth into this part. Make sure everything's pretty flat and level. Okay. I'm gonna need her for two things. I'm gonna do the tooth, and then the heat after that, I'm gonna stamp my logo into it. Good thing you didn't drop that in the water. Yeah, but having the anvil move around is an issue. So whatever you can usually do to get the anvil to stay still is huge. I had it on a table. The table didn't want to stay put. I'll come back over here because I'm going to be working on here now. I had it on a table. The table tried to run away. Everything just tried to run. It was an absolute nuisance. So like that side down better. So the downside I'm going to use. Right. A little bit more. No, well, I can't either because we have water issues in the area I'm in because I'm in New Jersey. Everywhere in New Jersey has water issues. If I bolted a hole through the floor, the water would hydraulically push up, and I would, like right now my backyard is a swamp. I have standing water in my backyard. So my backyard is, ooh, that's lightning. My backyard is, like if I'm looking outside right now, my backyard is here. Really, right here. That's where my backyard is, where the dirt is. So if there's standing water in my backyard, what do you think is going to happen if I put holes in this floor? I know we're all smart adults. Figure it out, so. Now I'm going to stamp this. I drive it down a little bit first, then I start going on the angle. Ow. just like that. And level it out a little bit. Just like that, we got a really nice tooth set in there. It's a little hard to see right now, but it's there. Could you grab that? Just grab it on the back. I just want to flatten this a little bit. So next I'm going to put my logo in here. I'm going to get a nice flat spot for that. Hammer a nice little spot. That's pretty. So I don't want to put it on the back. Now I'm going to put it right there. Did I put this the wrong way? I did. I put the tooth on the wrong way. And I did. I put the tooth on the wrong way. So for those of you who were paying attention, usually you would hold the bottom down here, and you would, this is the bottom, so you'd be holding that on the inside of your hand, and you would use the tooth on the other side. I don't know if I can fix this. I'm going to try. I'm going to try to fix this. I'm going to try to hammer the tooth back in from the other side and try to hammer it down. Thank you. Because I wasn't paying attention there. I don't know why I thought I did it that way. Again, it's been a bit, I apologize, but you want to hammer the tooth on the back side. So, because obviously you're holding it, you know, when you hold the spike, you know, you tend to hold the spike with the nail part, you know, down like that. This is the round piece. It's like a kind of a chisel, and I've kind of made it round. I'm trying to find a spot in the light here, but I've kind of just rounded it. It's not a really special tool. It's just what I found, and it's just like a rounded thing. Really, just find a piece of chisel or something like that, some weird chipping tool, and then just round it off, and I just smack it in there. Apparently not really well, but you can use it. Okay, so bring it back. There we go. Let's see if I can fix this here. Look at that. That's weird looking. For sure. Stretch it a little bit because I screwed up a tad. Usually I don't like to go back to the horn after that, but that'll give me enough space, so there you go. Yo, Randy, what's going on, man? How you doing? Hope you're doing all right. Catching a little bottle opener making. Hope you're all right. Hope you're staying safe, my man. Hope everybody's staying safe, frankly. So there we go. So we got the tooth in. That'll rip open some bottles. Now we're going to throw this back in. I'm going to heat up the body of this thing, and then I'm going to stamp it with my weird little tool thingy that I have over here. Cool that off. Thank you. I still don't know if it's going to work. But there it is. You can kind of see the logo in there. It's kind of dirty, actually. Where's my wire brush? I can brush this off. Oh, that's right, because I was testing to see if I could use it to burn the logo. That's why I couldn't see it, because I couldn't use it I was trying to use it to burn the logo into wood, so I could burn it onto a wood handle. But now this should show up a little bit better in the light. There you go. So it's my logo backwards. Uh-oh. Well, oh, yeah, the back's open. Thanks. The back's open because that's how I have to turn it on and off, which is kind of weird. There's an on-off on the top, but yeah, thank you. I always leave it open. I'm going to kick it off myself eventually anyway. I always do. I always have it on me, and then I like sit down and I boot it off my butt. So that's always embarrassing. Just going to put it on this side.
Straight like this?
Yep. So we're going to smack this sucker in here. Going to do 2. Looks good. Nice little imprint. And now we cool it. There you go. So it's got the logo. You can't really tell it's there. I'm actually going to scrape the rest of the scale off with my kick-ass scale brush. fact that the place, the flea market that I got this from, they had no idea what it was, so I got a wicked deal on this thing. There we go. Actually, it's got a really nice logo in it there. So I got the logo stamped in there. It's a little hard to see. Let's see if I can get some focus here. Get some light on it a little bit, but the logo's there. You can kind of see it. So it does a nice little job. It's hard to stamp it on knives because stamping this in is going to bend the hell out of knives. So, but yeah, that's basically it. That's a bottle opener. So, I mean, what, I've been on here for 40 minutes, and I bet now that the forge is hot, I can make another one pretty damn quick. So, I think if you don't mind hanging for one more. I made one, let's make two. What the heck? No. Or should I? Yeah, I'll heat treat it. You know what? I'm gonna heat treat the edge a little bit. I know I said spikes don't get hard, they don't get knife hard, but I will harden it on a little bit to get it somewhat treated. I'm gonna do this off camera, so I apologize. I'm not moving the tank, but yeah, thank you. It's just a little fun thing I like doing. They're a fun little toy. You know, it's a neat little treat to make. Yeah, they're cheap, they're quick, and people like them. I've given some as gifts, and let me tell you something. When you got that much weight behind it, when you're ripping open bottles, they get the job done. I'll be real honest with you. You know, I've tested on some stuff, and boy, do they just rip open bottles. So, you know, it's fun. I mean, my knife work is still a ways out. Actually, I gotta stretch this out a little bit more. I think I tightened this up a little too much. So I'm gonna try to space this out a little bit more before I heat treat it. I'm being a perfectionist, so, you know, I'm being a little neurotic. I'm allowed. You guys all make stuff, you know how it is. So, all right, back in. Should take a couple seconds, we'll get it heated up. We'll quench it. You know what, to hell with it, I'll bring the tank over. You guys all love the fire, everybody loves the fire. I'll bring it over. And because I like showing off my awesome stencil job that I did on the quench tank, that's me, that's the quench tank. Lovely stencil job, I like it. So I like to heat treat the heads of these. I don't need to heat treat the whole thing, but I do like them hardened because I don't want them wearing out. So just a little bit in there. I did leave that above a little bit just to get a little fire out of it, sorry. I like being a showman, what do you want? My wife loves the smell. It smells like an old Chinese restaurant when this stuff goes off. I use canola oil. Cheapest you can get that'll actually, you know, that doesn't have a very high flash point because usually it goes in fryers. You know, I used to have some cool emotes for subscribers, but I kind of, I'm no longer an affiliate, so I don't have them anymore. But yeah, for all you guys out there, if you're watching on Facebook, like Randy did, please guys, drop a line in the chat, say hello. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer anything you'd like to know. If you're on Twitch, same thing. Drop a line in the chat, and even on YouTube. I am restreaming to all 3 platforms, so feel free to drop a line in any of those 3 places, and you can chat with me right there. And this way I can answer any questions you have. I love the multi-platform streaming. I like being able to do that because a lot of my friends like to chat there. Yay, fire. So, you know. All right, I'm going to move this out of my way so I don't trip over it. Yeah, and my forge is smoking because there's oil in it. Awesome. And we're going to turn this around again. Whee! I apologize to my viewers with vertigo, but I only have one camera right now. So the camera I'm using is the Logitech C920. I think I said 920? Yeah, C920. It's a good webcam. Don't get me wrong. Great webcam, 1080p, 60 FPS. Great webcam. I mean, it's a webcam, and you guys can see the quality is really pretty good. However, it was a great webcam, and at the store, it's probably normally $70-ish. Great gift from my friend. great gift. I've been using it nonstop since he gave it to me. However, if you go on Amazon right now, with the huge influx of people needing webcams, thanks to everybody working at home, they're now $210 for the cheapest one I could find. That was the C920. Like, I want the exact same one because if I'm going to have two down here for different angles, I want it to look the same. It's $210. So don't tell me people aren't price gouging because of all this stuff, because they are. I'm a little bitter. I'm just venting a little bit. Don't mind me. I've been trapped inside for too long. I'm sorry. I just want to clean some of the oil off of this, off my tongs here. Punch myself in the stomach. Cool. Yeah, really, that's what they are right now. Really, you can go on Amazon. Go on Amazon, search for the Logitech C920, punch that in. They'll come up about $210. If you just search online, like at a regular store, they're pretty much sold out everywhere. You go on Best Buy or whatever, they're about $70, $75. But that's the price they usually run. But they're sold out basically everywhere else. Like, if you go to Best Buy, you can usually find it like in a local store. But when I went on there today and I was like, oh, let's see if maybe they have a couple. Maybe they're getting some back in stock. It said there's not any within 250 miles of me. Nothing. So they're like, yeah, we ain't got those no more. So everybody's working from home, all that good stuff. Yeah, I wish somebody would have reminded me of that one. I just didn't think that was going to happen. I really didn't think that was going to be, and there was going to be a run on webcams. Everything else seems to be fine. There's a ton of other stuff. I could go buy a PC right now if I wanted to. I could go buy a computer. I can buy whatever I want. That's not a problem. It's just, don't try to go get yourself a webcam because everybody's got to work from home. So they all need webcams. Did I do this before? A little tappy on here. Yeah, that's how we did it. All right, one more heat, then I'm going to drive this through. I mean, everybody's been panicking. It's just, the problem is because everybody was panicking. That's what's causing a lot of the shortages. So, I don't know. I think things are going to be back to normal soon. Once toilet paper shows back up in stores, which it is. We were in BJ's 2 days ago, and there was plenty of toilet paper. There's no shortages. I could have bought a case of toilet paper if I needed it. So, I think people just need to stop panicking and buying everything and going crazy for it, and stick with the self-isolation stuff. You really should be kind of not going wandering around. We went to BJ's because we needed some food. We've been trapped in the house for 2 weeks, so we needed food. But I don't know. I think people really just need to stick with the stay indoors thing. Round these off a little bit. All right, that should be about good. Yeah, that should be good right there. So we're gonna drive the spike through right here. So I'm gonna have to call on my assistant again. I know she loves this because she's desperately trying to crochet while I'm doing this. I'm gonna cool off my tongs while she gets her gloves on. Also, so the tongs cool down and don't burn her. After a heat treat and a few other cycles, they need some cooling. That's a little bit. All right, so here we go. So we're gonna get my chisel. So like I said, so to follow along at home, I'm going to use this chisel. I'm going to drive it through about halfway on the hard part of the anvil. Once I get about halfway through, I'm going to move it over the hardy hole and drive it the rest of the way through, and driving it up to here, or sometimes up to the hex if I feel strong. And I'll drive it up there, and that'll give me the opening that I can use to put it onto the horn and start working it. So let's make a hole.
Yeah, let's.
Okay, set her down. Or we can just go all the way through. Jesus. Okay, flatten it out a little bit, and then I'm going to run it through one more heat. Something about that statement I'm missing that's funny? I don't know. Put it on the horn. Is that? I don't know. Maybe that's a. Is that a Texas thing? I don't know. Ooh, look, smoky. Still oily from earlier. I should spray with some Simple Green. Scrub these bitches off. Yeah, to hell with it. Oil lubes it up real nice. It makes the pivot really nice and smooth. So, yeah, I apologize, guys. It's probably going to be a quicker stream. I'm probably just going to do a couple of these things and have some fun, call it a night. But this was an educational stream that I'm doing here tonight to help out one of my viewers. So, to the best of my ability, anyway. Oh, oh. Flip it over. Look at the target, stupid. Have to do one more. I'm getting sloppy. I'm taking my eyes off where I'm hitting, which is weird because I usually don't even look at the target. Usually I look at at the tip of the chisel, and now I'm looking up high. Maybe I shouldn't be doing that. I normally hit better if I'm looking down. Like, I'm actually usually holding this. My eyes are here, which is bad. But for some reason, I hit better when I do that. I'm looking up here where I'm supposed to be hitting, and I'm missing. I don't know. Whatever. I've done dumber things. Still only Saturday, so still plenty of chance. Being on quarantine still, I can find plenty of time to do more stupid shit. Okay. Just want to bring up my Twitch thing because I can't really interact with anything. Yeah, 6 pound must be nice. I've got my lovely little 3-pounder. So, yeah, bring her out. Yeah. Okay, there's the hole. Perfect. Thank you. Cool. Now I got the hole. We're better. Now I can actually start with the horn work. You know, it's actually, when it's hot enough, it really doesn't seem to be too big of a difference. It actually goes through pretty easy. I've noticed just with a sharper chisel, probably yes. But with the dull thing that I have, it's sometimes easier just to go through all the way. Like the last opener I did was really just one shot straight through. It was, hammer it halfway through, put it over the hole, smash it through. I just got to stop hitting my hand and missing the target, and I'll get it through pretty easy. But that chisel is so dull, it's square. It's not even a chisel anymore. So, I mean, that's a problem in itself. So, I mean, I could try the other chisel. I did put the new chisel back. I might use it next time. So, but I think, I think the fact that it's dull as all hell, I'm going to move this again. Ow. Scale. Oh, so much scale. Oh, yeah. Well, it's going to bend no matter what with this dull-ass chisel. Let's see if I can show you how extremely dull this is. I mean, yeah, that's squareness right there is how dull it is. You can see from the profile. That helps. You can see from the profile it's extremely square. It's not a camera trick. It's just square. So, I mean, yeah, I have a nice brand new grinder. I could just sharpen it up, but I don't know, I guess I could. I could give it a go. So, I don't know how long I'm going to stay on. I mean, unless Chicks, drops another raid in my direction, maybe I'll hang on for a bit, but I don't know how long I'm going to hang tonight. Yes, this is extremely awkward. As my anvil runs away from me. I'm also working at a weird angle because normally I would be over to where the camera is, but the camera's there, so I can't be where the camera is. Two things cannot occupy the same space. Especially me and a camera. I'm not really much of an anime purist. I'm a big fan of Full Metal Alchemist. Some old stuff. Some of the old Gundam and Sailor Moon stuff was pretty good. I don't know, some anime now is so over the top and silly. I have a hard time really enjoying it, and that's why I like Full Metal, because it's, yeah, really, that's the way I am. I'm old. What do you want? But yeah, it's I kind of like that old kind of style, the over-the-top crazy shit. I mean, even the old original Pokemon was a really good anime. The original, I don't know what it's like now. I haven't watched it since I was a kid, but I mean, when I watched it when I was younger, in the original Pokemon, that's the kind of anime I like. I guess I can't really get behind the crazy stuff. I'm too old for that stuff. I'm too old for crazy cartoons nowadays. I can't watch Dragon Ball Z anymore. I can't watch 3 episodes of 2 guys going in each other's faces for half an hour at a time. I don't got time for that. I need my stories to move along. Whatever. Call me old and jaded if you want, but, I like my stories with less powering up. What's that one? I may have heard of it. I also don't have a lot of time to watch too much TV, so you'd have to really be selling something good to really hook me. What did I do to my back straps? Am I all messed up back here? Yeah, that's fine, but Rising of the Shield Hero. Well, here's the other problem. If it's not on TV, chances are I'm probably not going to watch it because I don't have any kind of streaming services or anything like that. We don't watch a lot of TV here. We have cable, which used to be just for sports. Waste of money that is right now. Should try to get some of my money back from Comcast. Be like, paying for all these sports. There ain't no sports. I'm paying for a month of TV with no sports. Hate to be all those people paying for like those MLB packages and NHL packages. You ain't getting that. Good luck. My apron is all jacked up and it's bothering the crap out of me. I have no idea. I don't know why my apron, it feels like it's like all over the place right now. What is going on? Okay. Let's see what's going on back here. All right. I think I may have messed something up here. Did I? As long as I got the right straps through, that's always good. I'm trying to think of which site you might be talking about. I tend not to trust those, but I mean, if you're saying it's a decent site, I'll have to check it out. I'll have to take a look at the link later. Like I said, the only problem is Anime. Oh, okay. Haven't actually heard of that one. Like I said, I really don't have as much time to watch TV as I used to. That's kind of the problem, I watch a little Forged in Fire. I sit down, watch a little bit, when I get some downtime, and that's about it. It's about all I have the time for anymore. Watch an episode of a show. My poor Xbox has been rather neglected, even in the midst of this. Finally pulled out Fallout 4 a little bit to make my Xbox not feel so lonely. Poor thing was getting neglected. Okay. I would think my Xbox would have been running pretty non-stop during this whole thing, but I've been keeping myself busy down here in the basement instead, so try to keep these things cool in front of the fan. I really don't want to dunk these. And my hand really hurts. I'll have to give it a peek. I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a fair shot. But if it's like 20 seasons like every other anime, I can't get invested in something like that now. To be fair, I barely have time to remember to watch Rick and Morty. But you can see I'm keeping, that's not too bad. So I'm keeping the ring pretty consistent all the way around. I guess this camera angle really not showing it, but it's actually, so I have a little bit of a wider space up on the top here. This is a little wider, but basically I can get rid of that just by kind of flattening around here. So I can do that a little bit more on the next heat, and keeping it under control. So is it basically just the one season? They did a season and then that's it? Yeah, I hurt my hand from hitting it because I'm a dummy. Like I said, I don't normally do that. I was doing something that I don't normally do. I was looking at the wrong area when I was hitting. I normally look at, which sounds really counterintuitive, but I look at here. I look at the anvil at the point of the chisel where that's at, and I never hit my hand. And today I was like, oh, I better be safe, and I better make sure I'm looking at where I'm hitting. And I hit my hand. I don't know. Like twice. Caught it like right in there. Feels real good. It's nice and tight right now. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's gonna bruise up real good tomorrow. See, now you can't do that to me though. Like I can't start a show where I gotta sit back and wait for seasons. Like Rick and Morty's killing me enough as it is. Like I was starting to get into One Punch Man, but and it's like, God knows when that's ever gonna happen again. But it's like Rick and Morty is taking forever and it's killing me. To have another show where I gotta wait 8 months to see another episode, I don't know if I can do that. Hit me up when it's all done. Let me know when it's all finished, and we'll have a viewing party on Twitch or YouTube. Maybe do it through my Discord, which I should put the link up to now. Ow, shit. Good job, idiot. Put more burn marks in your gloves, dumbass. Because that's what your gloves need. More burns. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to put up the Discord link. I'm going to put up the link right now. Let's see if I can do this here. I got to go back to my messenger. So it's going to look weird for a minute. Let's text. Let's call it Discord. This is some behind the scenes stuff here, guys, for sure. So I don't know how big this is going to come out. I'm going to have to shrink it. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to have to shrink it. So I'm going to type this in. This is going to be really big. I apologize. Cool. All right. Arial, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to have to shrink it, obviously. I don't care that much about my Discord. And shrink it again. This is the behind the scenes stuff you don't usually get to see on other channels that are way more professional than me. I guess there's no way there. So I'm going to put it in the Twitch description as well. Actually, I probably should change this, shouldn't I? I should put the word Discord in the front of that. Well, if you can't figure it out from there, I don't know. It's got the word Discord in it. That's pretty good, right? Well, this is pair number like 4. I go through gloves pretty fast. Once they get pretty oily and funky, I kind of give up on them. I just get mad at myself because I'm doing a bang-up job of shortening the life of my gloves. These gloves were like brand new, and the first grinding I did with them, I ground my knuckle off on the back. Down to this, it got through the glove too. It's pretty good. I wasn't proud of that one. The gloves were freaking brand new. I was like, come on, man. Used them for like making one knife. And your first time on the grinder, you're gonna burn your dumb ass. You're gonna grind right through them. That's what you get. I got 2 new pairs waiting behind me. I get them at Depot for like 10 bucks a piece. Really nice, really soft, pliable. So, but yeah, you guys want to check out the Discord, feel free. That's the link. I'm going to put it in the Twitch description later. Unless I can do it now. I don't know if no, I can't really do, you can't do anything on Twitch from your phone, unfortunately. But I'm going to add it to the thing, so feel free, if you guys love Discord, if that's what you want to do, check it out. Go check out the link over there. That one. That link. Go check out that link. Go check out the Discord. You should be allowed in. I think I made it with unlimited invitations or whatever the hell that all is. I don't know. I'm not really good with Discord yet. Can you tell? But I'm obviously not a big enough Discord user and or social media to get like my own link for it. So I just have to use the general link. I can't get a vanity link yet. They don't give you one of those out of the gate. Gotta keep it flat. I guess if you have a Discord app on your phone, you could type that in, but I'm gonna put it in the description below. That'll be a little easier. I need a drink. Would you be able to pour me some of that Coke? I got like 1 or 2 more hammers on here. And then I'm gonna need you again, please. Thank you. I'm sweating my ass off. She's a little cooler over there away from the forge, so. Actually, I gotta make this much bigger. But it is helpful having her here, because normally when I'm working, she's not here. She's usually at work or school. So it's actually helpful that she's here, so I can't do these on the weekdays because I don't have that extra pair of hands. And I've tried to use the chain, and it usually fails miserably, so. Oops. Almost there. Hey, look at that. That works. Cool. I don't have the app up right now, so I will bring it up. I will bring it up next time. Again, I didn't have a lot of chance to plan. I apologize. Oh, hey, Ruthless Radio Show. Welcome to the channel. I hope you're doing all right. I am in the midst of making a Real Spike bottle opener, so I hope you're enjoying. We are currently stretching out its hole. Yeah, I'm mature, right? So we're stretching it out. Oh, it's okay. Cool. I hope you're doing. I guess you new name, I assume. I mean, you guys. Everybody comes in here. They change their screen names up all the time. But good to have you back, sir. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing all right. Hope you're staying safe. Oh, nice. Cool. I tried that for a while. Why do you think the name of this thing is? I should just rename it the In Your Head Forge. I'm going with that with everything else, so. I hope it's going well for you, though. I mean, I couldn't do it. Mainly because I couldn't get guests to, like, share the content enough, so that didn't help. But I hope you're having some luck with it. What's the show about? Give yourself a plug here to the guys here. Anything, huh? Well, let me give you a little tip. If you know of any open mics in your area, go to open mics, make friends with some of the people, and get them on. Open mic comics love being on podcasts. I guarantee you that. Those guys love getting any exposure they can get their mitts on. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, Coke. I'm sure that came out real good on stream. Thank God for these good mics. I mean, yeah, I'd recommend it. They may be smaller guys. They may not be well known, but they're usually anxious to do anything like that. So, you know, most of the guys I knew that were on my show, if you look up the In Your Head podcast, you can find it on YouTube. That's where the old videos are from the Wayback Machine. So hop back in time in there, and you'll find some of the old, really awkward videos I did. I really don't even usually want to bring attention to them sometimes because I'm not terribly proud of them. But some of them were really fun. Some of them came out really good. You know, a little bit of gaming talk in there, comedy talk, you know, things like that. I tried to just, you know, mix it up with these guys a little bit. So, well, if you want a free plug wherever your podcast is at, or if it has a name, drop it here, man. More than happy to let you throw a plug out there. You've always been cool on the channel. Not opposed to giving away some free plug. So I made this one a little bit wider. This one's got a little bit more opening to it. It's not terribly thin. It looks it, but it's still a lot of meat out there. It's very tricky making this thing symmetrical. Let me tell you. Symmetry is difficult in nature and in bottle opener making. Well, you're not self-advertising. I'm telling you to advertise. I'm telling you to do it. I'm saying go for it. It's not like you just wandered into my channel and were like, yo, look at my show. No, man, I'm giving you the shot. All right, well, no problem. I hear you. See, look, they want to hear about it now. See? JJ wants to hear about it. Hell, he better. I'm doing this stream for him. Babe, I'm going to need you in a minute. I'm going to try to symmetricalize this. That's a word now. Don't tell me it's not. And then I'm going to heat this baby up, and I'm going to put the tooth. Give it some bite. Flatten that. Flatten that. Now we're ready for the tooth. Okay. Grab your glovey gloves. Oh, good, you're taking them back with you. I was like, where the hell did you put them? Let me cool off your tongs here, because they're getting a little toasty. I could just dip them in the water that's coming in the back of our basement. Yeah. Thank God for French drains. I'm telling you, folks, it's no joke. If I took a picture, I should show you my Facebook picture that I used to have. Toasty McRoasty. Yeah, that's basically everything down here at this point. But I have a picture on my Facebook where, for you nerds out there, you'll get this one. I said I could tap my backyard for 1 black mana, and I wasn't far off. I probably could have if I knew how. I don't know. How does one tap a land? I don't even understand that. I can't just turn my backyard sideways. I should have just taken the picture sideways and posted it at 90 degrees. I guess that would have been perfect, right? I don't know. Am I going too nerdy? This show's getting a little nerdy. You know what? To hell with you. You don't care. You know nothing about magic. Shit. Forgot the punch. I need the tool. No, the way it is. The way it is. See, I'm looking down at the spike, and I'm not hitting my finger or hand or whatever. I wasn't even looking at where I was hammering, and I felt comfortable. Well, I don't know how Yu-Gi-Oh works too well, but if you like anime, I'm not terribly surprised that you like Yu-Gi-Oh, because Yu-Gi-Oh's anime. But I don't know, I'm a Magic guy. I've always grown up playing that. So, all right, little logo stampy time. Then we'll heat treat this bad boy. So, get this back in here. There's my logo, cool. There's that. Oh, excuse me again. Huh? Oh, yeah. Tooth punch. Huh. Hoodah! So, a little lower. Throw punch is lower. Anyway. Yeah, no, I guess, I don't know, I've always, I don't know, I never liked the mechanics of the game, so, I don't know. The mechanics were always a little weird to me. It was a little hard for me to follow. Magic's not much better, but...
Touching on the side that's up now?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, it should be good. One more. That's a good one. That's hot.
Second.
Yeah, in the tip in the fire, please. Yep, Stampy time, does the job. I love this little guy. Little guy kicks butt. Let's see if I can get it in the light again. Come on, focus. Well, it's there. It's my logo. It's pretty cool. Whether the thing, ooh, don't touch me with those. I'm gonna heat treat, unless you want to heat treat. Okay, my wife's gonna heat treat. Look at that. We got a special guest heat treater. Hopefully she's better at it than me. We're gonna find out in a second. Let me bring it out. No, I'll check. I gotta check the temperature. It's way too hot. And I gotta flatten it. Couple adjustments. It's probably still hot enough now.
Yeah.
Okay. Do it. Get it down in there, don't touch the sides. Yep, hold it in, straight down, don't touch the sides. All the way down. There you go. Move it up and down a little bit. Not side to side, up and down. Side to side warps it. Not stirring a kettle. I think the Phoenix is fitting on the quench tank. I thought that was kind of the best thing I could put on there. Probably getting close. Bring it on out. Oh, yeah, don't put the oil all over the place. Let go. You got the logo in all right. It still needs to cool. It's still hot. Can you give me a towel? One of the rags over there. So at least the lightning has stopped now. There was some lightning for a little while earlier. I guess that's done. I've about had it with the rain. Let this sucker drip dry. Sorry, got in front of the camera again. Thanks. Don't forget to bring a towel. Oh God, I'm so high right now. I have no idea what's going on. And here's the first one. So, oh wow, yeah, this is definitely not going to show up in the black. But yeah, there's a logo on there somewhere. See if I wipe it down a little bit, if that'll get some of it off. Cool these. Okay, I think that's it. That's 2 bottle openers. So, for those of you who were here for a bottle opener clinic, that is what we have done. I'm going to get everything else situated with the Discord. Again, I apologize. I wasn't expecting to stream tonight. So I didn't have everything set. I don't have my heart monitor on. I kind of left everything kind of up in the air today here. It's still warm. So let's see if I can... There we go. Scrape that off a little bit. Wipe it down. We actually got a really good impression on the logo this time. So we got a really nice little logo right on there. I mean, the camera's not cooperating. Neither's the light, but we got a really nice logo on the other one. Shape's not bad. Could be a little better, but there we go. So, like I said, it's just something fun I like to do. Yeah, thank you. These are always fun. They're, you know, such a simple, fun little project. They work. They're super effective, these things. Speaking of Pokemon, yeah, another deep cut. But really, due to the weight of these things, everybody who has used them always tells me that they work super, super well. So let's see if we can get the camera back where it belongs to be back for normal stream. Put these here, and that there. Nope. It helps if you lock all the legs. There we go. Now we can rotate this, and because nobody wants to see me talking too much more without a head, although some people wouldn't mind me without a head. Oh, no, no worries, man. Thank you. Thank you for stopping in. Really, I appreciate it, as always. Feel free to stop in anytime. You know, you're always welcome here. And if you'd like, don't forget to join the Discord, which is new and probably going to be maintained and handled by everybody except for myself, because I am terrible with it. I'm working on the Discord thing. I'm going to get there. But feel free to join the Discord, everybody, if you like. The Instagram, if you want to see some of the pictures of the finished work. Oh, God, that's weird. Yeah, I forgot about it. Oh, cool. I guess people like Discord more than I thought. I probably should have got it fired up sooner. I really, I don't know. I guess I needed to learn how to use it a little bit more. Sorry, I'm really trying to sort these lights back out. But yeah, I will see you guys on there. And this way I can catch up with you guys and post everything. See, there you go. That link. So I'm going to post it below in the actual description instead of just on there. So, oh, please do. If you guys can, anything you guys can do to help with the Discord, please hop in. You guys have always been fantastic. So anything you guys want to say or do in there, you know, I'm going to hop in and try to, I'm going to put the app back on my phone now that I'll use it again. But I set all this up on my computer earlier. That's why I didn't have the link, because this is how I did this one. So the reason I was looking at my phone when I set everything up was I set it up on my computer upstairs, my main upstairs living room computer. I set up all the Discord, because I'm not going to sit in my basement doing all of it. So I set it up on my computer upstairs and got it all done and ready, made it all, and boom, got it all set. And I'm like, cool, there's the invite link. But I'm upstairs. How am I going to get it downstairs? So I sent it to myself in Messenger so I could get it on my computer downstairs. Then I would bring up the link, and then I would copy the link into here and on Twitch. But again, I didn't have time. I want to put a little heart thing next to the heart monitor down there. So I want to add that in. Just, you know, a lot of stuff like that. So, yeah, believe me, when I'm, from now on, I think when I'll do the chats, I'll try to bring up the Discord thing. I'll try to run that in the background. I think that might be kind of fun. I'm going to see what I can do as far as running the Discord voice chat behind the stream, you know, behind me in the stream, so if people can chat, I can hear it. I think that might be kind of fun, so we'll see what we can do. I want to try some new stuff. You guys are always fun to have around, so anything I can do to keep things moving and keep things fresh here, you know, I want to do. You guys have always been great for that, so please, you know, we'll sort some stuff out, and we'll make everything work out real nice. So really, I appreciate you guys all being here. I hope this was somewhat informative. I hope I gave you a better idea of how I do it than when the camera's back there. I wanted to give you guys a good look at how these things are made, more of a better idea of the process. So I hope it helps. You know, I hope it helps you get there. You know, get them a little bit better. I know I'm not really specific as far as terms and tactics and techniques, but honestly, I was self-taught with mostly everything I did. So the first there is another helpful video. It's on YouTube. I'm making a bottle opener. I keep saying bottle stopper because I used to do those on the lathe behind me. But look it up. There's a YouTube video for it. No, I hope it has. It's just I don't have a ton of tools. It's really just the horn and the anvil and chisel. And again, the tooth maker thing, you can make this out of anything. Any piece of junk chisel steel thing, it really would probably work. Harden up a rail spike and make it a rounded thing. And like I said, the hardest part of this is when you're driving this, and it's to drive it straight down at first to get it planted, and then I kind of tilt it to a bit of an angle back to push the tooth forward, and that pushes it into the circle, into the gap, and that gives it that gives it a space to bite. So you set the tooth in the back side. I'll bring it up real close to look at the picture. So drill make the hole however you want to make it. Flatten it down because that gets it around the bottle, and then drive the tooth from, like I said, the back. So if you're looking at this, I call this guy, this is the front, this is the back. So I always try to drive the tooth from the back, unless I'm talking too much while I'm streaming and not paying attention, and I drive it from the front. And then you get a cool little mark like that. But yeah, you try to drive it from here, because this way you hold it like this, you put it over the bottle, boop, and they work. They work great. They're pretty much foolproof. Bartenders love them. I let a bartender borrow one. They absolutely dug it because it just really does the job easy. If you make one with these spikes and you make it about like this, you will see that it just rips bottles up, just rips them open. It's not even a challenge. It's like zero effort to pull them open. So they're great for the leverage. They're a fun little project, and it's good practice. I learned some techniques that I had never learned before, which was drifting. I had never drifted a hole before. If I want to make a karambit, guess what? You got to drift a hole. If you're gonna drill the hole, great. If you're gonna use a plasma cutter, fine. But if you're gonna just take a piece of steel, you got to drift the hole. So that's how you got to do it. Basically on the horn, drift one little hole through, punch that hole, and then just keep widening it on here until you get the shape you want. I mean, you can always touch it up a little bit. Like I could take these on the grinder and touch them up, clean them up a little bit. But I mean, I like the cool rough rustic look. But if you're making your karambit, get that hole to a shape you want without using a gigantic drill bit, and you got your shape. So those techniques carry around a lot, and I know I'm not much of a blacksmith, and I'm sorry for that part. I wish I knew more about blacksmithing. I wish I could take these pieces of metal back here, like some guys do, and it's like, oh, let me make a leaf key ring. I'm terrible at that stuff. For some reason, like when I try to see shapes and try to form them, you give me clay and try to make a leaf key ring out of clay, it would be a disaster, let alone trying to hammer it out of a piece of steel. I appreciate I appreciate where you're going, Jay, but the problem is it's a little tricky for me to see that stuff. I have a little bit of trouble with spatial stuff. So even being an artist, I grew up being a photographer, and that's where my love is, but I'm not really good at putting like a design or a thought on paper or steel. So that's why I like doing the knives more than blacksmithing. A knife is, okay, there's a triangle, cut it out, grind it, pretty. But when you start doing things like the handles, making the handles pretty and doing all this artsy stuff, I start to have some issues. So, but either way, those are the kind of things that you can learn. Yeah, exactly. Seeing shapes, learning how to transfer it, because I could take a piece. I got a piece here somewhere. Yeah. I mean, some of these guys that are good, that you see them, they'll take like a piece of this little quarter stock, this little square stock, and they'll take this stock and they'll make like a leaf keyring out of it. And I have no idea how they did. Like, I've seen the video. Alex Steele does it. I've seen the video. I've seen him do it. And every time I see it, I'm like, nah, can't do it. I tried it. Can't do it. I can't even come close. This steel was a lot longer at one point, due to some failed efforts. But yeah, he's good. He's got really good tactics, and the beauty part is he is really all about spreading information for people who want to learn. And he's not just like, look what I can do, you can't do this. I really like the fact that he's very, hey, you know, here's things you can do, here's how you can do it. And he gives you information to try to learn with. And I do enjoy people like that. So I try to be informative to the best of my ability. Alex Steele's been hammering metal for a lot longer than I have. I've been doing this for about a year. Honestly, a year. I got most of my equipment in March. And by most of my equipment, I mean that and this anvil and this pair of tongs. Yeah, exactly. If I had been hammering since I was 14, I'd be hammering for 24 years now. I've been hammering for 1. So he's also a lot younger than me, but whatever. You know, my second pair of tongs was these because I wanted to work on the railroad spikes. These first pair of tongs made for a really shitty blade. Like, you can't hold a railroad spike with these. You just can't. You just can't do it. I thought they'd be useful. They're great for like these little flat pieces of steel I got over there, and maybe the little square and round stock. They're cool, but I didn't realize that, and I thought they would be so useful, and they weren't. But, you know, what, the wolf's jaw? Yeah, they're great for, I mean, I don't know if you could, well, I don't know if you could use them for the bottle openers. Perhaps you could, but it would be kind of tricky because the issue is, let me grab a spike and see if I can give you any hints here on how to do this, because I think, I'll be honest, if you're going to invest any money in anything, like I said, go to Centaur Forge, go to their website, and pick up a pair of the V-bit bolt tongs, because even just trying to do this, you know, and trying to hammer, now I guess you could probably, well, if you get it really low in here, you might be all right, and you can kind of work it, but you're really going to have to make sure that, you know, as you saw me doing, was working it all the way around, which isn't too bad with these. This isn't so bad. Flipping it around, this isn't so bad. Yeah, I would just grab it here really low in the very wide open part, down by the base of the tongs. That's where I would grab it, especially when you're working on the horn, because that's the only real way you're going to be able to drift the hole is, you know, by, you know, working on the horn. I know that there's some cones. If your horn that doesn't work, here's the other thing I can say. If your horn has an issue and you're really having problems with the horn, if you have a decent hardy hole on the anvil, if you're going on a Centaur Forge, like I said, purchase one of these first. You will thank yourself and thank me 100 times over. I promise you, because these are amazing. They do the job. They have a cone that you can buy there. It's a little more expensive, maybe 70, 80 bucks, I think. But it's a cone that sits in the hardy hole, and it might be like 8 or 9 inches long, but you can use it to drift. So you can, you know, you can start your hole. I don't know if you can, you may be able to start the hole with the cone, but I don't know if I would. I would still use the chisel instead of banging up the tip of the cone. But then you can use the cone mandrel to just work on there, and it starts at like a point. It's a pretty fine point. So, the hardy holes, well, it doesn't have to be nearly square. I mean, as long as they're usually sized to different sizes. If you can find the right size, you know, they have different ones. And if it's, well, I mean, here's something you can do. If it's a certain size, file it out to get it to fit. Because this hardy hole, let me tell you something, is going to be one of your best friends. This is coming from a guy who's been doing this for a year, and this thing has absolutely been my best friend for the versatility that it gives me, just to do stupid stuff. So all the little jigs you make. So when I made this little thing, this looks like, now I made this myself out of a bolt. One side short, well, file it out. You can file that one side out and file it square. But so I made this out of a bolt. I squared off the bottom of the bolt, and then I flattened the top of the bolt. You can still see the threads there. So what do I do with this stupid looking thing? It's just a slot, right? It's just thinner on one side and fatter on the other. Now what do I do with it? Well, when I first started making knives, well, not when I first started, but still making knives, I make them out of this rail anchor. And rail anchor comes in one shape, basically. It comes in the same dumb shape. And it's this. So it comes in a shape like this. Now, tell me how you're going to stretch that out. vise, maybe, if you have a table that's heavy enough. Well, what I did was I hammered this out. This fits right on here. So once this thing's heated up enough, did I throw this thing back in there? This is the same cracked one from before. You throw it on here like this once it's heated up and just turn. And it just opens it right up. So now it's a lot easier to hammer. So making tools and little things like this, I'm telling you, I've found out are amazing. I have a splitter that I put on here that I can cut metal in half with, so I can cut and fold metal, which is something I want to do with the Damascus steel. There's a ton of useful items and things that you can do with this hole. So if you can fix it, try. If it's 1 inch on one side, 3/4 on the other, just grab yourself a file, man. Grab yourself a flat file. Grab one of these bad boys, and that's it. Grab a square file. Get to work, and get it close. And then find what size it is, because a lot of the things they make at Centaur Forge, which are good for blacksmithing, are set to a certain hardy hole size. You get whatever size they tell you it is, or that your thing is. You slide that thing down in there, boom, your money. Like I said, this was custom made, so I just kept hammering it until it fit, and it's pretty tight. It's not bad. My whole thing's loose as shit. Guess what I'm doing tomorrow. But really, if I can give you one more tip, it's that: get that bad boy working, and you will get it to a square size, and you will thank yourself. You will absolutely thank yourself. So, that's the advice for the day. I think this is turned into the Just Chatting channel. I'm a lot more clothed than most of the people on the Just Chatting channel, so it's probably why I don't do well. My wife thinks that's hilarious. Anybody who's seen the Just Chatting channel wouldn't be terribly surprised by that statement. You should understand exactly what I'm talking about, because I had literally seen a girl wearing pasties painting herself. How the hell am I supposed to compete with that? Anybody? Anybody give me an idea? How the hell am I supposed to compete with that? Yeah, average white dude versus naked chick with pasties painting herself. Yeah. Okay. I know when I'm beat. It's fine. I got a lot of steel over here. So, there we go, guys. That's what we're looking at today. Plier, stake on one side, hole on the other. Do you know what it's called? Because I'm trying to think. Because the site, the Centaur Forge site has a ton of crap, but I'm never really. Oh yeah, I'm telling you, you go on the Just Chatting, go through the Just Chatting section, and scroll down enough, and they show up. You'll see them. They're there. Yeah, usually at the top, because they usually have the most viewers. Yeah, the problem is I never know what to look for if I was going to look. But I don't know. I don't have too much problem drifting holes, and for how much money I'm making doing this, I don't need another tool to make bottle openers every so often. I'm not drifting holes a lot. Maybe a karambit somewhere down the line, but I'm not doing it a whole lot, so I'm not really in a race to run out and get myself another tool. I mean, I'm sure it makes it easy. I'm sure it does. You're probably right. I mean, this made things easy. This made things very easy. But adding more tools and adding more gear is just like, ugh. I can't justify it. I really can't. I can't justify it to myself. It's just I feel bad because I have so much happening here with this and everything else, and the knives aren't really. Oh, I'd have to make it. Well, if I knew what it was, I'd have to check it out, but I may have to take a look. I mean, it's really not hard. If I had something, the only issue that I really have with making the holes is holding it down. That's the only issue. When I try to punch something, I need to punch, like I said, I don't have 3 hands. I can't hold the thing. Now, I know there's tools for that. There are definitely tools for that. But if it's something that can clamp down, I mean, that could be cool. But I mean, I can do that with the chain. I've done it with the chain. It's awkward as hell. And with the rail spike, it doesn't like to work very well. But because the rail spike isn't very flat. Like if I did a flat piece of metal, I'd probably have no issue. But because I'm doing like a spike that's slipped, sloped down, every time I try to put the chain over, it just tries to squeak itself out the chain, so it's almost pointless anyway. I bit my lip too at some point. That feels good. But yeah. I'll find something. I know there's tools called like helping hands kind of thing. That's one tool I've seen or heard of. I don't know if that's the name of it. There's different things for it, but I'll have to look up something. I gotta pull this handle off. It's starting to wiggle out a little bit. But I think I'm gonna get myself going, guys. It's darn, it's 10:30. It's 10:30 my time. So I think I'm gonna call it a night. Well, start with just making them with the chisel and the horn. Start there. I mean, I hope I gave you a little bit of help on what you needed to do. But really, that's all you need, honestly, especially to keep it cheap instead of trying to build something. They do make things that I know you can drop in here. I just worry that trying to do that, by the time I clamp it down, I'm going to be out of heat. So, it's all. I mean, this isn't so bad. I don't do it enough that it really worries me. I don't make enough bottle openers. I got 10 back there. And now 2 more. So I don't need more. I mean, I'm going to put some more up on I got to post the Instagram picture of the blade from last night. I got to post that. I'm not really happy with it. I wasn't really happy with the finished product. I don't know. It had some issues. I'm not going to make square blades from now on. It just wasn't going the way I wanted to. But it was okay. It's what it is. So I'm probably going to, if I'm not doing anything tomorrow, I might stream. I got to see what's going on. My wife is going back to work as of tomorrow night, so my schedule's going to change. So I'm not going to be streaming during the day for the rest of the quarantine, unfortunately. Evening stream will be fine. I'll probably get on a little earlier and not just Tuesday, Thursdays. So I'll probably be streaming around 5-ish. No, wait. Yeah, that's about when she's going to get up for, so 4 or 5 o'clock. So I'll probably try to get on around 4, start streaming, and work a little bit more. So I'll definitely be checking out the Discord, too. I'll be trying to stay in touch with you guys and keep you guys posted on what the hell's going on and all that good stuff. So really, thank you guys so much again. I am going to get myself out of here so I can get a shower and go to bed like a normal human. And hopefully, maybe I'll see you guys tomorrow. No promises. But I'll try to get on maybe for a little bit. But again, if the wife's sleeping, I can't be doing this down here. But other than that, guys, if you are out there, if you haven't said hello or you haven't followed, please do. Make sure you follow the channel. This way you'll get notifications when I'm on, because my schedule's a little wacky right now with the quarantine, so I don't know when I'm going to stream. And also, if you haven't yet, check out the Instagram over there in the corner. And this way you can see the better pictures of the finished products. So thank you again, guys. And as always, I'll see you guys again real soon. Take care, guys.